You're planning a long vacation, or just a day or two. You're finally on vacation. You're wondering what to do. You want someplace that's different. You want someplace that's special. You can have a great vacation in New York. And you say, I love New York. You can climb a mountain. I love New York. And there's such great sailing. I love New York. We can all go camping. I love New York. 'Cause it's so exciting. New York is different. You know, New York is special. You can have a great vacation in New York. And you say, I love New York. What a great vacation. I love New York. What a great vacation.
Very early in the morning of April the 29th, 2013, the Norwegian Breakaway made its maiden arrival in Southampton. Oh, do excuse me a minute, there's something getting on my nerves here. Shut the hell up! Sorry about that. As I was saying, the Norwegian Breakaway arrived in Southampton on the early morning of 29th of April 2013, where it stayed overnight, and then our little group boarded the next day, April the 30th, for our onward journey to New York, Norwegian Breakaway's new home port. During this video, not only will you see the features of this brand new German-built ship, but also a few views of New York as we stayed there for 3 nights at the end of the cruise. Our crossing was to last 7 days, and the weather was not good all the time.
Okay, now, the first of this season's launch events for new cruise ships took place in Southampton today. Ellie Simmonds, the Paralympic swimmer, was on hand to open the largest water park on board a cruise ship.
And you know, the plan was for her to swim in the Norwegian Breakaway's main pool. She actually decided it was a bit too cold, though.
You can't blame her, can you? I mean, if it was the Caribbean, it'd be all right, wouldn't
exactly,
it? It'd be fine.
Yes. She didn't dive in. Our transport correspondent, Paul Clifton, certainly did.
Norwegian Breakaway arrived in Southampton this morning, carrying 3,000 travel agents and a handful of paying passengers.
We're all more or less the same, really. I mean, once you've been on a cruise ship, they're all the same. But when you get to a new ship and you see the new technology and the new stuff...
Everything was new, so that was very nice. So everything was brand new. We were the first one to use everything.
Very good food. Okay. Very nice beds to lay on. Yeah.
Then another 2,500 British travel agents came on board. The star turn, Paralympic swimmer Ellie Simmonds. She planned to swim in the pool, but changed her mind. It was too cold.
You're not swimming today?
No, it's a bit cold. I've just had my World Champs trials, so I'm a swimmer and it works with swimming. It's a ship, it's involved on the water, so it's all water-based and that's what I love to do.
This ship is aimed more at American tastes than British. From this point, all you can see are slot machines and gambling tables. And this restaurant with a circus theme certainly has some unusual table decorations. British people took a record 1.7 million cruises last year, and that was a year with the Costa Concordia sinking and the UK economy back in recession. The number sailing from UK ports rose by 10% last year alone. It has doubled since 2007.
This is the biggest water park on any cruise ship, I believe, and we have 5 full-size water slides. We have the amazing aqua loop, which is basically a free drop. You go down a hatch and do a loop and go straight onto the pool here.
This is the first big event of Southampton's cruise season. In a few days, a new German ship will debut here. In Italy, work is starting on a new P&O Cruises ship to be based in Southampton. And in June, the Duchess of Cambridge will be here to name another new ship, Royal Princess. Paul Clifton, BBC South Today, Southampton Docks.
God, it was chilly on board that ship today, wasn't it? I just waiting for Paul Clifton and his trunks.
So at 5 o'clock on the 30th of April 2013, we set sail from Southampton, sailing down Southampton water, through the Solent into the English Channel, and then for 7 nights and nearly 8 days, we sailed across the North Atlantic. There was so much to do on this cruise that it took me 3 days to start the customary tour of the ship with the camera and the video camera, by which time the weather had turned just a little bit naff. So I'm sorry, the outdoor scenes do seem a little bit grey. With NCL cruises, there's always plenty of daytime activities to get involved with, and not just eating. I don't mean I'm eating all day long, just most part of it. But there are plenty of indoor and outdoor activities. Of course, besides indoor lectures and question and answer sessions, when the weather's good, the outdoor decks come into their own. Whether it be a little bit of light exercise on the crazy golf, or the flumes, or just people watching. On this cruise, John was the only one of our group to get involved with the flumes. First he had to go on the normal flumes, and the screaming you hear is John.
Get out of the way, child. Oh, bloody kid. Walk right in front.
Then John had to go at the new, almost vertical flumes, where you go into this tube, the trapdoor opens underneath you, and you disappear down a tube.
There he goes.
Here's John now. Oh! Now he's in the capsule. Oh, he's safe.
He's already got his arms crossed, so he knows he's going to die.
Oh my God. Oh God. Oh, he's gone. Oh, there he goes.
The overexcited, manic laugh you heard on that clip was actually David King. But John obviously wasn't put off by his first experience on this vertical flume, had several goes. Having done the flumes, both John and David then had a go at the rope walk, including walking the plank. As you see, David took to this like a monkey to the jungle, but John was just a little bit more shaky on his feet. If you look carefully here, you can see John's nuts up his shorts. I want to have a go at this the next day, but unfortunately the weather turned bad again and I had no intention of doing it in 9 degrees centigrade, a blowing gale and thick fog. It's my turn to have the manic, crazy man laugh. And what about the evening's entertainment and activities? Well, once again, as far as entertainment is concerned, this is where NCL excels. On their newer ships, they've left behind the traditional cruise fare and have gone in for something far more modern. So most evenings would start with a show such as The Rock of Ages or Burn the Dance Floor, both excellent, outstanding shows, up to Broadway standard. Cocktails were normally taken in shakers before dinner.
You've got a different pair of spectacles for every night. What's that? You've got a different pair of spectacles for every night.
I'm more at home, but just two on the cruise.
All right.
I remember you always have to have more than one, just in case.
And of course, with NCL's freestyle dining, this means that you can eat where you want, with whom you want, when you want. None of this fixed time seating and dining at the same table each night.
I know, but it's lovely.
However, with regard to NCL's speciality restaurants, it's always a good idea to book in advance because they prove to be so popular. On this occasion, we're eating in Cagney's restaurant, where I have to say I've had some of the best steaks of my life. They are gorgeous.
There was no reason why you guys couldn't get married.
It's a small name, I can't think of it.
On another occasion, we ate in Le Bistro, another themed restaurant on board the Breakaway, where once again the food was excellent. However, please do not mention the grey rack of lamb.
But we really have 1% control of the wealth and 99% have poverty.
Our dining times varied from night to night, ranging from 8:45 in the evening to 9:30, which meant that normally by the time we finished eating, we came out of the restaurant just in time for the late evening activities to commence. Now on this occasion there was an outdoor party, an 80s party in H2O. Oh, I've just noticed. If I look carefully, I can actually see John dancing in the middle of that scene. The outdoor parties conclude with a firework display. A firework display which my camera just refused to focus on.
Not like that, please.
At the very end of the night, I used to go off to the ship's discotheque, better known as Bliss. Really, this sort of music has to be heard at a high volume in a club situation to be best appreciated. Although, this next piece of music was my favourite. Good grief, it's nearly 2 in the morning. It's time I was in bed. Good night. Sadly, every NCL cruise has to come to an end. On the last afternoon of most NCL cruises, there's an international cruise show. On this occasion, maybe because it was a new ship, there didn't seem to be too many acts involved in the show. However, the standard was excellent, and you do wonder what these people are doing working in the laundry and the kitchens.
Here this afternoon. So can you promise me that you're going to be an energetic crowd today? That's what I like to hear. And I want to let you know this is the only show of the week where you can use your cameras, you can use your video cameras. So we're simply here to have a great time.
But I can't go home right now. Me and the boys will be playing, and we just can't find a sound. Just a few more hours, and I'll be right home to you. I think I hear them calling. Dad, what can I do?
So you can see that with the activities and the entertainment involved with the newer NCL ships, that they attract a rather younger, more discerning, affluent clientele. Well, a bit like me really. Okay, no comments. It is true that NCL's cruises tend to be a little bit more expensive than their competitors with very few offers, but I always say you only get what you pay for. And the standards with NCL do tend to be a bit better than my limited experience of other cruise lines. And for this reason, I'm looking forward to trying out celebrity cruises in the near future. far too early in the morning of the 7th of May, the Breakaway arrived in New York City. We had almost 4 days of sightseeing ahead of us, as John and Rob had never been to New York before.
Any news? Any other gossip to tell me?
No. Once again, the weather was not going to be our best friend, but it did not stop us.
What's you having, Charlie?
Don't forget tea strainer.
Would you like to read my leaves? United Kingdom.
It's bloody true. That's what it can be.
That's what we should
For
do.
the viewers at home, there's Sissy's tea leaves are a map of the United Kingdom.
Oh yes.
And if you look quite low, you can see Sissy's house in Southampton. You can tell it's Sissy's house, it's covered in dust.
On our second day in New York, we decided to take John and Rob for a walk around Central Park. Probably not the best of ideas, bearing in mind that there's not a whole lot of shelter from the torrential rain. The hotel that we stayed in New York, David and I had stayed in many years ago when we weren't very impressed with it. But now things have changed. Like most hotels in New York, we didn't have the best of views out the window, but we were situated directly opposite David and my favourite New York diner. So with these evening views of Times Square, another adventure comes to an end. A very successful holiday it was too. A fabulous NCL cruise on a brand new ship and their 4 days in New York. As far as the Norwegian Breakaway is concerned, well, in my humble opinion, NCL have got another winner. But also, in my humble opinion, I think my favourite ship remains the Norwegian Epic.